The film opens with Belinda, a pregnant anthropology professor, delivering a lecture to a disengaged classroom. She's expecting a baby girl but becomes visibly distressed after a routine ultrasound. Belinda and her husband, Norman, are still processing the trauma of losing their first child, Wallace, who was stillborn. Out of the blue, Norman receives a call from his estranged stepmother, Solange, informing him that his father is on his deathbed. Norman, however, refuses to visit, citing a painful childhood filled with religious and emotional abuse at Solange's hands. The next day, frustrated by being treated as expendable by her academic department, Belinda quits her job. When she returns home, Norman breaks the news that his father has passed away. At the funeral, Belinda meets Solange for the first time, a frail woman who walks with the aid of two canes. During the reading of the will, it's revealed that Norman's father's final request was for Solange to move in with them for the remainder of her life. Solange sweetens the arrangement by offering to leave her entire estate to Belinda and Norman upon her death. Though hesitant, Belinda persuades Norman to accept, given their financial struggles. After moving in, Solange claims the front room of the house, a space Norman and Belinda had planned to convert into a nursery. Tensions rise quickly. Belinda is unsettled when she discovers Solange holds a Daughters of the Confederacy certificate, and she soon finds herself subjected to subtle religious discrimination. Solange even refuses to say Belinda's name properly, repeatedly calling her Belander. At dinner, the discomfort escalates. Solange criticizes Belinda's cooking and openly disapproves of the name they've chosen for their daughter, Fern. In a bizarre moment, Solange begins speaking in tongues and insists the baby be renamed Lori, after Belinda's late father, Lawrence, who died shortly after her birth. That night, Belinda overhears Solange praying fervently in tongues, this time invoking the name of Wallace, their deceased son. In the following days, Belinda's situation worsens. Solange's incontinence and Norman's emotional absence only deepen her exhaustion. One night, during one of Solange's intense prayer sessions in tongues, Belinda unexpectedly goes into labor, seemingly triggered by the unsettling experience. After giving birth, Belinda returns home to find their house completely redecorated with Solange's furniture and Norman's father's ashes placed prominently. Even more disturbing, a prayer circle gathers around Belinda and the newborn, now named Lori, fervently praying in tongues. Overwhelmed and angry, Belinda forces everyone to leave the house. When she confronts Solange, she learns that Norman had agreed to both the redecorating and the prayer gatherings without ever consulting her, worsening her sense of betrayal. At dinner that evening, tensions boil over when Solange begins making racially charged microaggressions. Belinda finally snaps, calling her out as a racist. When Solange collapses to the floor and begs Belander for help, still mispronouncing her name despite numerous corrections, Belinda coldly walks away. The next morning, Belinda catches Solange walking unaided, only for Solange to collapse again as soon as she notices Belinda, feigning her usual frailty. Meanwhile, Belinda struggles with Lori's constant crying and inability to breastfeed, a problem that strangely resolves when Belinda places Solange's crucifix near the baby. While cleaning Solange's room, once again left in disarray, Belinda experiences a terrifying vision, Solange nursing Lori. After a heated confrontation, Solange throws herself into a table and manipulates Norman into believing Belinda attacked her. This triggers a fierce argument between Belinda and Norman, during which she confronts him for never telling her the truth about his family, and for refusing to consider placing Solange in a care facility, despite the escalating chaos in their home. In the days that follow, Belinda finds herself overwhelmed, caring for both a constantly crying baby, Lori, and the increasingly burdensome Solange, who is frequently incontinent. During one visit, Pastor Lewis drops a bombshell. Solange has secretly paid off the entire mortgage on the house, without informing Belinda or Norman. Furious, Belinda snaps and dumps a bottle of water over Solange's head in a moment of raw frustration. That night, Belinda suffers a disturbing nightmare, Norman being breastfed by Solange. A haunting vision of the psychological hold Solange has over them. She's abruptly awoken by Norman's anger after discovering a bite mark on Lori's arm. When Belinda shows him the mark closely, clearly shaped like missing teeth, she accuses Solange. Norman, finally confronting his stepmother, is met with contempt as Solange spits in his face. That night, her unrelenting manipulation continues as she spends hours loudly begging for death, echoing through the house. By morning, something shifts. Lori finally latches onto Belinda, marking a turning point. When Belinda and Norman check on Solange, they find her lifeless in bed. She is cremated shortly after, with Belinda watching silently, her face unreadable. Years pass. Now pregnant with twins and starting fresh in a new home, Belinda radiates confidence and peace. As she drives to a job interview, she belts out "No Regrets" by Edith Piaf. At the interview, when asked how she managed through her past ordeal, she simply smiles and replies, "I've never felt better in my life." In a final reveal, a flashback shows the truth. Belinda smothered Solange to death. As the memory fades, Belinda smiles, calm, composed, and free.